Hello again, my name is Gabe Zollner. Well, if you're a viewer of mine, you know that I've made comments quite often that there's a tremendous amount of pressure being built around the chosen one, and eventually something has to give. Here's a real crazy idea. What if this flood of immigrants, these children crossing our borders, have more than a few additional purposes? One of them would be to open up the borders to allow the drug cartel to bring in massive quantities of drugs, which explains why the cost of drugs appears to be going down. But what if there's another reason? What if there's another more frightening reason? With the borders being open and individuals have easy access to cross into America, what if ISIS is on the march? We know that they're well equipped, they're well armed thanks to Obama, they're well funded thanks to Obama. What if he's bringing his militia into the country through these open borders? I mean, anything's possible. There's a reason that this administration did what they did to entice thousands upon thousands of young children to come to America, all at the same time. This didn't just happen. These children didn't just wake up in their countries throughout South America, or their parents didn't just wake up and said, you know what, I'm going to send Miguel or Maria or Antonio to America. It didn't happen that way. This was planned. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, the administration even advertised for people that can look after a large quantity of children. What if? What if that's exactly what's happening? Obama tried to take away our guns. They created Sandy Hook. They had the Colorado shooter. They had the Tucson shooting. They had the Washington, D.C. Naval Yard shooting. None of those things really worked for the administration. They weren't successful in convincing the American people to give up their Second Amendment rights. At the same time, there's a tremendous amount of pressure being built with all these quote-unquote phony scandals. So what if we're coming to the end game? What if he's opened up the borders to allow ISIS to come into the country? And once a sufficient number are here, well, the rest will become history. You think that maybe I had too much Kool-Aid? I don't know. There's a reason that this administration did it. And I know part of it is the Cloward and Piven overwhelm the system. But I think there's much more to it. What do you think? You think that's a possibility? You think ISIS are infiltrating throughout our country? And once there's a sufficient number of them, they'll attack? We know a couple of things about ISIS. They're incredibly ruthless. And they want women. Scary combination, is it not? That's what I think is a viable possibility. What do you think?